Imagine waking up in the middle of June and finding snow covering the ground. Crops are dying, people are starving. The sky is strangely dark and nobody knows why. Some believe the end of the world has arrived. This actually happened. In 1816, an entire year became known as the year without a summer, and the cause was a disaster so enormous that it changed weather across the entire planet. On a small Indonesian island stood a volcano called Mount Tambora. For centuries it appeared relatively quiet. People lived on its slopes, farmed nearby, and had no idea that beneath them unimaginable pressure was building. Then, in April 1815, the mountain exploded, not just erupted. Exploded. It became the most powerful volcanic eruption ever recorded in modern history. The eruption began on April 10th. Massive explosions blasted into the sky. Ash shot nearly 27 miles into the atmosphere. Pyroclastic flows, superheated clouds of gas and rock, raced down the mountain at highway speeds. Entire villages disappeared within minutes. The explosion was heard over 1,500 miles away. People on distant islands believed cannons were firing and prepared for war. Instead, an entire mountain was tearing itself apart. The eruption released energy, equivalent to tens of thousands of Hiroshima-sized bombs. By the time it ended, more than 35 cubic miles of rock and ash had been blasted into the atmosphere. The top of the mountain literally collapsed into a giant crater. Ash covered nearby islands so deeply that daylight disappeared. In some places, it remained dark for days. People needed lamps in the middle of the afternoon. Ash poisoned water supplies. Roofs collapsed under its weight. Entire forests vanished beneath volcanic debris. Ships hundreds of miles away found themselves sailing through floating volcanic pumice. Many didn't even know where it had come from. But Tambora's worst effects were only beginning. The eruption blasted enormous amounts of sulfur dioxide high into the atmosphere. There, it formed a veil around the Earth that reflected sunlight back into space. Temperatures dropped across the globe. Then came 1816, the year without a summer. Snow fell in June across parts of New England. Lakes froze in July. Europe experienced relentless cold and rain. China suffered unusual frosts. India experienced failed monsoons. Around the world, harvests failed. Food became scarce, and millions faced hunger. One volcano changed the climate of the entire planet. As crops failed, food prices exploded. Families couldn't afford bread. Livestock starved because there wasn't enough hay. Many people abandoned their homes searching for food. Malnutrition spread rapidly. Disease soon followed. Historians estimate that tens of thousands died directly from the eruption, but hundreds of thousands more suffered from the famine and disease that followed. Some estimates place the total death toll well above 100,000 people, all because of one volcanic eruption. Oddly enough, the disaster also inspired creativity. During the gloomy summer of 1816, a group of writers stayed indoors near Lake Geneva because the weather was so terrible. One of them was Mary Shelley. While trapped inside by endless rain, she began writing a story that would become Frankenstein. At the same time, scientists started paying closer attention to how volcanic eruptions could affect Earth's climate. Tambora became one of history's greatest lessons about how connected our planet truly is. Today, Mount Tambora still stands in Indonesia. Its enormous crater serves as a reminder of what happened over 200 years ago. One eruption, one mountain, one event powerful enough to cool the entire Earth. It proves that sometimes the biggest disasters don't just destroy what's nearby, they change the world. If you enjoyed learning about one of history's most unbelievable true events, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and stick around, because history is full of incredible stories that sound impossible, but are completely real.